Let's do a quick pharm review on diuretics. This class of medication, their whole goal is to increase urination because it's going to rid the body of extra fluid. Now there's 4 groups I want to go over. We have loop diuretics, thiazides, potassium sparing, and carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. So some medications that fall in each of those categories are the following. For loop diuretics, this could include furosemide, torsemide. For thiazides, we have hydrochlorothiazide or chlorothiazide. Potassium sparing could include spironolactone or amiloride. And then lastly, carbonic anhydrase inhibitors could include acetazolamide. Now, whenever you're trying to think about conditions that diuretics can treat, think about conditions where we have too much fluid buildup, or maybe we have some electrolyte problems, because those diuretics can go in and help correct that. For instance, like heart failure. Your heart's too weak, fluid builds up, and it accumulates in the body, which is not good, especially for your respiratory system. Or hypertension, when we can lower that blood volume, rid the body of a little bit of fluid, we can ease the pressure within those vessels, which will lower our blood pressure. Or if we have electrolyte disturbances where we have too high of electrolytes. Some of these diuretics, depending on the group, will act on certain parts of the nephron and can help either keep certain ions, electrolytes, or they can help excrete those. And then even glaucoma, particularly the carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, they can help decrease the amount of fluid in the eye, which lowers the pressure. And again, how these medications work is that they are going to act on specific parts of the nephron within your kidney. For example, loop diuretics, what part do you think it works on within the nephron? The loop of Henle. So based on what type of diuretic we're talking about, it will affect that particular part of the nephron, and it's going to remove extra fluid from the blood into your urine so it can be excreted out. Now, because we're doing this, there are some side effects we have to watch out for. Particularly a big one are those electrolyte imbalances. So each group will cause certain types of imbalances. So like with loops and thiazides, it can drop the potassium and sodium level. So we really got to monitor those. With potassium sparing, what do you think it's going to do with that? Based on its name, it's going to spare potassium so you can get hyperkalemia, increase your potassium with that. Plus, because we're ridding the body of fluid, we could cause the patient to experience dehydration. We could stress the kidneys out too much and cause renal impairment. And one thing I want you to remember about loops is that it can affect the hearing, cause ototoxicity. And thiazides can cause photosensitivity, so remember that. The nurse's role is really going to revolve around fluid status and electrolyte status of the patient. So we want to monitor their eyes and nose intake and output, daily weights, because that's a good indicator of your fluid status, electrolyte levels, renal function by looking at that BUN and creatinine, making sure we're not dehydrating them too much by watching that blood pressure, assessing lung sounds. You know, if your patient's getting, let's say these for heart failure, well, are they actually working? Are those crackles that you heard when they were first admitted decreased since they've been getting all this IV furosemide? So checking that out and making sure that you're assessing their hearing, because again, those loops can hurt the hearing. Okay, so that wraps up this video over cardiac medications. If you'd like to watch more videos in this pharmacology series, you can access the link below.